I'm Tierra Bunkley, and I'm interviewing Ms.Provost because Ms. Provost was a chemist for 15 years and forensics use chemists, and there also are forensic scientists. So, let us begin. Okay, so Ms. Provost, I know you used to be a chemist. What type of chemist were you, and what were your general responsibilities?
Well, I did a couple of different things. I was an analytical chemist, and I developed methods for testing different aspects of chemicals. And I also was a developmental chemist, and that means I worked on products to help disinfect hospital surfaces.
Oh, okay. So you actually did combine two different types of
Well,
chemistry.
I started out as a developmental chemist, and then I moved into analytical chemistry.
Oh, okay, so it's like analyzing data for certain things. Okay, so what type of analyzing have you conducted? Have you done gas chromatography analyzation?
I have. I've used several different types of gas chromatography. I've used liquid chromatography, infrared spectrophotometry, multiple different types of titration techniques. Just trying to think what else. A lot of different types of chemical techniques.
So one of the gas chromatography analyzations you've done, have it been for any type of drug or anything?
No, because I never really worked with drugs. Sorry. No, we analyzed different products using gas chromatography. It was a way to easily analyze whether or not there was a contaminant in something.
Oh, so have you ever thought about being a forensic chemist or helping solve cases or investigations? Because I know in some investigations that at the scene, some of the chemicals that have never been analyzed might show up, and the forensic chemists don't know what it is.
You know, I never thought of it. I think it'd be cool. I think that kind of science would be fun and interesting.
I like it. It's a very fun, it's a lot of math and everything, but it's very fun. Do you ever feel like performing the duties that you do every day, you ever put your life in jeopardy or anything? Or have you ever worked with any type of chemical that, if exposed to the skin, can damage you?
Yes, I have. And I've had to be fitted for special gas masks, custom gas masks and things like that, and where I worked with some chemicals that were pretty dangerous. And believe it or not, probably one of the most dangerous chemicals I ever worked with was hydrogen peroxide, but not the kind you get at the grocery store, which is 3%, but 50% hydrogen peroxide is extremely dangerous.
So that's the one you told the class about last year, that if it wastes on grass, it just catches on fire?
If it touches organic things, it'll catch on fire.
That's pretty cool. I wonder have anybody ever thought, because we just did an arson unit, and I wonder have anybody ever thought that setting a house on fire by using that,
It wouldn't leave a trace. They wouldn't really know that it was, because it would just decompose into water and oxygen.
Wow. They would never get caught.
That would be tough. Except for you'd have to have the container that it would be in. And the container can't be organic, so that would be the only thing. Put it in a milk jug, I guess.
Yeah. Or the fact that
but I wouldn't want to handle it. It's not not really a safe chemical to handle.
How they going
without the equipment.
I don't even think they might not even have the type of connections to get that high of a percentage chemical.
Yeah, you can't buy it at the grocery store, that's for sure.
So, what was like some type of like, how can I put this question? When you went to work every day, did you ever think about combining different types of chemicals? Like, just randomly, you thought, oh, well, I can mix oxygen with hydrogen and make da da da.
When I was a developmental chemist, that's what I did. But it wasn't random. We did a lot of research to figure out what might work in a certain situation. So it wasn't a random thing of, oh, I think I'll do this and I think I'll do that. No, that's how explosions and bad things occur, so no. But I did research, and I would test things in small quantities, and then if it looked promising, then I might increase the size, quantity, and then figure out if that would work even further.
So have you ever had like a little mini explosion?
I never did, but I had a friend, a colleague who did, and yeah, we had to evacuate the building for a couple of hours after his explosion because it released iodine gas.
Oh, and that's like same as everything.
It would, yeah, it makes a red gas that's heavier than air, so it just kind of trails along, but it's highly corrosive, and if you inhale it, it's not good.
We used iodine for, I cannot remember what it was. But it
For
was
starch, usually use it as an indicator for starch. It'll turn starch black. Or you can use iodine as a disinfectant for skin. And that's what he was working on. He was working on developing a disinfectant for skin containing iodine, but his reaction went a little bit too hot and iodine was released. And yeah, there was an iodine stain on the ceiling, and then the floor tiles had to be replaced.
I want to say maybe we used iodine for the beginning of our, it was either our drug unit or our fingerprint unit. I can't remember. But, so what made you not want to be a chemist anymore? Like, what made you feel like it's time to be a school teacher?
That's kind of a long story, but my husband and I moved around a good bit, and I couldn't find, we moved to a very rural part of South Carolina, and I couldn't find a job as a chemist. I did, but it was a 45-minute one-way commute, so it was going to take me an hour and a half every day to go from where we lived to where I would work. And I got offered a job with a pharmaceutical company, so I would have worked with drugs then, but I chose not to do that. And then they happened to find out that I had a degree, and the school district there needed science teachers, and they found out I had a degree, and they offered me a job. So and I started teaching then.
So you have a degree in like secondary education for science?
No, I had to go and pursue that through an alternative certification process.
Oh, how long did that take?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
But I could teach while I was doing that.
Oh. So like, I wouldn't say like a student teacher, but like a regular teacher. But
yeah, I was a regular teacher, but I was going through an alternative certification program. So I had to do that on the weekends.
Oh, okay. So like, where did you go to get that then?
Coastal Carolina University, because that's near where we lived at the time.
Oh, you was living by Myrtle Beach?
Mm-hmm. But not in Myrtle Beach. It was very rural.
Conway, Georgetown?
A little bit further west, called Bennettsville.
Okay, I ain't never been to Bennettsville.
Yeah, most people haven't.
So today, would you say that if you could, would you rather be a chemistry teacher or a chemist again?
I love teaching chemistry and science. I love teaching science. So yeah, I'm happy where I am.
So, is there anything else you would like to share that I haven't asked you about? It's kind of a blank on question. I know a lot of stuff.
I don't know. Science rocks. I think it's fun. We do lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, science is fun.
Um,
I remember the project of the element we had to do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those were good. I had to get rid of those because they kept falling off the walls, but they were good. Y'all did a good job on those too.
I just argued somebody down. It was like phosphorus is pH, and I was like, no, phosphorus is P, and it's the 15. And
You
I was
even
like,
remember that. That's so awesome.
I was like, no. I was like, I did a project on it. How you gonna tell me?
That's awesome. And you know all its uses too, because it makes a great fire, doesn't it?
Yes, I told her there's a firecrackers and everything.
Yep.
But thank you, Ms.Provost.
You're
for your
welcome,
time
Tierra.
For this interview. Hopefully I'm getting this A.
We hope you get an A too.
Thank you.